And now, saints, we're going to move on, because as in Babylon, there was two aspects of Babylon. And when Babylon falls here in the very near future in this book, you're going to see it. There was two aspects of it, the religion and the government. And just like that here, as this power, as this authority has been turned over to Satan, he's taken both aspects of Babylon. He's taking that to himself, where he'll rule and reign. He'll be the authority over man. There'll be a government. There'll be a power, and it's trying to restore order. It's trying to do good. As it is put out, as people see, that's what they're going to think. That's what they're going to say. But there's also going to be the religious, the spiritual, the spirit of darkness, religious aspect of the kingdom of the beast too. There was the kingdom of God in Babylon, and all rule and authority that there's been since man on earth, and that was by God's authority. And now Satan has been cast down, and he's been allowed to set up an authority. Why would God allow that? Because God's given all man a choice. The end's coming. Choose me through the message of my saints that are there on earth, or choose Satan. You're going to be put to a point to be making a choice, because the time is coming to an end. And going to the religious aspects of the kingdom of the beast. And in chapter 13:11, we read, "And I saw another beast coming up out of the earth." Another beast. This is the spiritual aspect, the spiritual leader of this kingdom of the beast that's replacing Babylon. The Antichrist is going to replace the rule and authority and government, but he needs his spiritual people. He needs the spirits of darkness. He needs spiritual leaders. And this one, it says, another beast coming up out of the sea. Coming up out of the earth. Out of the earth, we can only assume here, saints, since the earth has always been referring to Israel and the seed of the Gentiles, this king of the beast come out of the Gentiles, out of the sea. This spiritual leader, it says, is coming up out of the earth, coming up out of Israel. I believe this is going to be a religious Israeli Jewish leader. And he is going to come and work with the Antichrist. Why? You know why. Daniel's book. They've been setting up this temple. They've been preparing this temple. And the Antichrist is going to come to it. And they see all this good that this beast is doing. And they see nothing but bad. They don't like the Christians. They've never liked the Christians. They've never believed in it. And sure, most of the Jews, most of the Israelis have turned to God. But some are still going to go, and they're going to go the way of the beast, and they're going to follow this Israeli, I believe, Israeli leader as he starts to work with the Antichrist. And it says, "And I saw another beast coming about the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke like a dragon." A religious leader, pious, humble, meek, but speaking like a dragon, because he's given his authority, he's given his will to the beast. He's speaking for the beast. He's declaring that the beast is coming and is good, and he's going to take care of things. And in verse 12, "And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence." He works side by side with the first beast, and he makes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose fatal wound was healed. He's impressed that this guy was healed. He's believing he's been resurrected. He's been believing that this is a great work of God, and that they're going to restore the earth, and he's going to work with them. And in verse 13, "And he performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down out of heaven to the earth in the presence of men." Now, everybody says that this is going to be literal. He'll call, and fire will just fall on the earth. But I believe this is more pointing to what the two witnesses do. They had fire coming out of their mouth, the fire of God. See, everything with Satan is a fake. It's a substitute. It's darkness for the light. It's a lie for the truth. He's going to bring what he is saying, his words, power, authority from heaven, things that impress men with what he says and what's being done. And in verse 14, and again, look at here, and he deceives those who dwell upon the earth. It's all trickery. It's all deceiving. It's all a lie. This is the kingdom of Satan. It's a lie. It's darkness. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth because of the signs which was given to him to perform in the presence of the beast. And what signs is he given? What is he doing? It says right next, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who had the wound of the sword and had come to life. I believe again here, it could be true. It doesn't make any difference if he was killed and resurrected. I don't believe it. It's all trickery here. But he's going to want an image made. All kings and rulers and presidents and dictators, they all want a statue made. They all want an image of them made that's put up. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to declare he needs this great and marvelous statue image in the image of the beast. And he's going to want that made. And in verse 15, and there was given to him to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast might even speak, and causes many of those do not worship the image of the beast to be killed. So whatever this image is, whatever this statue is, I'm sure it'll be some type of statue. It's going to speak, literally. I don't know. Maybe he will have some kind of trickery and lie to make it seem like it's speaking. But it's really the image, the authority, the speaking for the beast, for this group, this government that's rising up, this groups of nations with this leader, this Antichrist leader. It's an image to him, for them. And in verse 16, and he causes all, the great and the small, the rich and the poor, the freemen and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. Just like the Jews were marked by Hitler. He's going to want people marked to show that he's with them, to show it that you're with the plan and that you're with the new government, and to keep things ordered. Just like we have social security numbers and driver's license and everything else, it'll be easier to just mark a person, and they're going to say it's all good. We can make sure that everybody's getting their fair share, that we know who's with the plan, that there'll be a plan to support and to take care of you as things are going on. And in verse 17, and it provides that no one should be able to buy or to sell except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of the beast. So again, with this mark or this name, God says he gives us a new name. He puts a new name on us. He gives us a new name. Satan's trying to copy everything. You need this mark. You need his name to join his kingdom, to be a part of his kingdom. And it says in verse 18, and here is wisdom, let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. For the number is that of a man, and his number is 666, or 666. Now, what is going on here, saints? What's this number of the beast? Number one, you don't have to know every country and nation and how they get together and where they come from. It'll be so obvious which group of nations is getting together with these great leaders. And it's the same thing here. It's going to be so obvious that through this group, you have to take a number. You have to have a number to buy, sell, trade, work with, in, through this new kingdom. But what's this number 666? Saints, there's something that's hard for you to understand because it's never told to you. It's like a secret that the Son of God, his true name in Hebrew, in Israel, if you were back there in those days, his name was Yeshua. That was his Hebrew name. And you think, well, now you're saying some crazy stuff. The name is Jesus. No, his name, if you were back there, Jesus is not a Hebrew name. It's not a Middle Eastern name. It never was. His name was Yeshua. Don't go crazy on that. Google it. Look it up. It's very simple to find out, but it's never even whispered in the churches. It's never told to you. You would think that they would bring it up, use it part of the time, Anywhere you go, any country you go to, if you tell them your name and they will call you that name, no matter what their language is, much less if you're a king, you're a president, you're a governor, you're a ruler of some type, you're a rich businessman. You go to them countries, they don't use another name for you. They don't use some other translation that means the same thing. It would be so disrespectful. It would never be done. It's never done. But somehow the church has changed his name. First, they changed it, the Greeks did. And they changed it to their translation, but it meant the same thing, but it wasn't his name. After that, as Christianity was spreading more through and towards Europe and out of Europe, the Romans, they wanted their name. They wanted their God. See, the Greeks wanted their name and their God. They wanted him identified as their God. That's why they gave him that name. And it meant the same thing. And then the Romans, they changed it because they had their gods and they wanted their God. It meant the same thing. I'm not saying you're going to hell if you used it or knew it. I never heard about this until the book of Revelations, until the revelation. It was the first revelation I had, and it was amazing. And so now, what do you have, saints? Christ himself said he was the Son of Man, the Son of God. That's the Son of Man. That's the real one. The Greeks changed his name first. It meant the same thing, but it was changed. The Son of Man, they gave him a new name, the first 6. Then the Romans, they wanted their own God. They wanted him in their way, their language. So they changed it again. Same meaning, but a different translation. So they could have their way, their God. The second 6. Saints, here's something to learn, a new revelation. 666. The Antichrist is going to change his name again and give himself that name. He's going to say that he's that name. God is salvation. He's going to say, I'm saving the world. I'm saving you. Come to me. Believe in me. Worship me. 666. He's going to give a third name, a third translation to the name of the Son of God. We started with Yeshua, the Son of Man, the Son of God. And that was him, and that's it. But the Greeks changed it, changed the translation. They used the same translation, but changed the name. The first 6, the Romans did it again. Changed to a new name with the same translation. The Antichrist, saints, listen to me. He's going to change the name again. And it's going to have the same meaning. God is salvation. And he's going to want you to take that name. There's another incredible revelation